Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something that honestly feels straight out of a cyberpunk thriller, but it's happening right now, literally all across the internet. We're going to uncover the covert technology that people use to manage hundreds of online identities from a single desk, all without triggering a single security alarm. If you've ever wondered how the deep mechanics of digital anonymity actually function behind the scenes, well, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get started.
So, we've probably all wondered at some point how certain creators and businesses run these massive networks of accounts. Whether they're managing a dozen client brands or running these huge localized global campaigns, how do they do it without the ultimate algorithms of companies like Google or Facebook just immediately shutting them down? I mean, you try to create 2 or 3 accounts in a row on your home computer, and suddenly you're locked out, you're asked for a phone number, or you're just banned entirely. These systems are built to detect multi-accounting instantly. So how is it that some people just bypass this entirely, moving like ghosts through the system?
Well, in this hidden world, the very first thing you learn is that your standard everyday browsers are fundamentally flawed for managing multiple identities. Operators in this space will straight up tell you, trust me, you can be using Chrome or Firefox, these are going to get banned spoofed. And why is that? It's because everyday browsers are designed for convenience, right? Not stealth. They openly broadcast your device's shared digital footprint directly to those tracking algorithms. Every single time you open a new tab in Chrome to make a new account, the platform immediately recognizes that it's the exact same computer, and boom, the ban hammer comes down.
To actually solve this tracking dilemma, this hidden workflow relies on premium, highly specialized software known as anti-detect browsers. We're talking about tools like Octobrowser. Unlike your standard browser that just happily shares your data across all your open tabs, an anti-detect browser isolates every single account into its own airtight, completely unique environment. Think of it kind of like walking into a highly secure building, but wearing a completely different disguise, carrying a different ID, and speaking with a totally different accent every single time you walk through the door.
And when you peek into the live dashboard of one of these tools, the scale is just staggering. You can easily see up to 100 brand new, fully functional Gmail accounts, all running side by side. To the algorithm, it doesn't look like one person sitting in a single room on one laptop. It literally looks like 100 different people scattered all across the globe, firing up their computers for the very first time.
Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, wouldn't a platform like Google just see the exact same IP address creating dozens of accounts and instantly block them all? It's a great question, because if 100 supposedly different people are logging in from the exact same Wi-Fi router in your house, the algorithm is going to flag that immediately. To make this anti-detect browser actually work, you have to completely sever the connection to your real-world internet identity.
And this is exactly where SOC 5 proxies come into play. And understanding this distinction is absolutely crucial. If you use what's called a sticky session, the platform tracks your continued presence on the exact same IP. But by utilizing rotating IPs, the proxy automatically supplies a brand new, totally undetectable IP address for every single profile you create. You finish setting up account number 1, and bam, for account number 2, your traffic is suddenly coming from a completely different residential connection. By routing that traffic through a specific region, let's say somewhere in the US, and confirming a successful green proxy connection within the browser's dashboard, the tracker is completely blinded to where you actually are. You just paste in the proxy link, check the status, and once you get that green light, your real IP is fully masked. But as fascinating as that is, masking your location is really only half the battle.
Because here's the massive catch. Even with a rotating IP hiding your location, platforms can still instantly identify you. How? Through the highly specific hardware and software configuration of your physical device. If you hide your IP, but your computer's screen resolution, graphics card, and system fonts are exactly the same across 100 different accounts, well, the algorithm knows it's you. It is an absolute dead giveaway.
So, to fully disappear into the system, you have to forge what's known as your digital fingerprint. A digital fingerprint is essentially the specific combination of your operating system, your software version, user agent, and your actual hardware specs that websites silently read to identify a device. An anti-detect browser gives you the power to manipulate this data. You are essentially creating a brand new, highly convincing virtual machine for each account, ensuring that absolutely zero data points overlap with your real hardware.
What's truly wild about this is how easily a user can just select an entirely different operating system for every single profile. Within the anti-detect dashboard, manipulating the fingerprint is literally as easy as clicking a drop-down menu. You can make profile number 1 look exactly like it's running on the latest version of Windows 11. Profile number 2, you spoof it to look like Mac OS. Profile number 3 could be Android. You're just mixing and matching operating systems and user agents, so every single profile looks organically, perfectly unique.
Okay, let's walk through the exact execution sequence to bring this all together. Step 1, you connect and verify that rotating SOCKS 5 proxy. Step 2, you forge the OS and hardware fingerprint right there in the dashboard. Step 3, launch the isolated browsing profile, which opens up a totally fresh window. And Step 4, head straight to the platform's registration page. By following these steps in that exact order, the user ensures their environment is perfectly sterilized before they even touch the target website.
And the result of this sterilized environment is pretty incredible. Because everything looks completely clean, completely new, and entirely unique to the platform's tracking algorithm, the friction of account creation just vanishes. By inputting a random name and a random home address, you can create the account without ever triggering those annoying standard phone verification hurdles. The algorithm entirely trusts the data it sees, it assumes you're a real human on a brand new computer, and just lets you right through the gates. So, the absolute most crucial point here is meticulous execution. As operators in this space often warn each other, I have to be so careful, making sure that my fingerprint doesn't necessarily look like the other one. Scaling this whole process requires absolute certainty that no settings or data overlap between those isolated profiles. Literally one slip-up, forgetting to rotate the proxy, or accidentally reusing a fingerprint setup, and the algorithm instantly connects the dots, potentially burning your entire network of accounts to the ground.
And what this brilliantly illustrates is that this covert methodology isn't just a trick for creating email addresses. The exact same fingerprint spoofing scales across the entire web. The principles of isolating environments and rotating IPs apply to major social networks too. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. Wherever there's an algorithm actively looking for overlapping data to block multi-accounting, anti-detect technology is being used to just sidestep it, providing a totally blank slate on demand.
As we wrap up this explainer on the hidden mechanics behind anti-detect technology, it really leaves us with a rather profound question, doesn't it? We've just seen how seamlessly hundreds of accounts can be generated, fully bypassing the most sophisticated security algorithms on the planet by simply rotating an IP and spoofing a digital fingerprint. So, if absolute untraceable digital anonymity is truly just a few clicks and a proxy away, how much of the internet we interact with every single day is actually real? Definitely something to think about next time you're scrolling. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and hey, keep your eyes open out there.